All right, guys. Just going by right now because there's been a couple of things that have came to my attention. Again, we talk about us guys, especially the ones who decided to be in monk mode. We talk about how we're the undesirables. We're the dusties. We're the broke ones. We're the ones who just are. I guess you could say the the we're not in the top 10%, you know, um, as they will say, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that, while we do have resources, while we do have means, we decided that we weren't going to use the means on the women because the thing is that we, unfortunately, some of us, and not all of us did it, thankfully, but we unfortunately let women try to tell us what a real man is. That was the problem. And I think that problem came from the fact that, as a natural biological, just by natural biological makeup of a man, want we want women, and we also want women to like us, and we want women to desire us. So we figured that, okay, well, if we say this or if we play this card, then we can, gain headway with the women. That's what we thought, but it appears that's wrong because there's some clips that I want to show you, and there's also the title of this about the Hunger Games is twofold. The first fold is the fact that yeah, I'm not saying that just women do it, but there's now been an increasing number of women who are opting for different ways to get meals, and they're also opting for just different ways of survival. They said they were strong. They said they were independent, and they said that men were not needed in their plight, and they said that men were oppressive, and they said that men just were had it on easy mode, and that they were getting away with certain things for such a long time. And that eventually is now the, that is now um, coming into what I like to say it's imploding on itself. You know, while they do, I gotta say, while they do have the luxury of basically being able to provide for themselves, while they have the luxury of able to be getting like high levels of education, depending on who you ask, because the average American woman does not know 5 countries in Africa. You know what I mean? The average American woman does not know the Allied forces of Germany versus the Axis forces of World War II. The average American woman cannot name even one city in Africa. You ask them to name one city, chances are they will name a country instead of a city. So, despite these kind of privileges given to them, they've been giving many privileges, and these privileges have some of them have been used for bad. Well, more often than not, most of them have been used for bad more so than good. That's the thing. Um, and as a result of that, it's affected men. The number one way it's affected men is that, when they're strong and independent, and um, the man decides to follow what the woman thinks is a real man, he gets married, he's busting his butt, all for her to not be satisfied, all for her to be divorced, and all for the women to defend her when she's getting divorced. Or if they're not all defending her, I would say a good like 99, I would say like a good 96% are defending her when she initiates the divorce. Another thing that we're not talking about when it comes to women is, women pretty much are allowed to say anything they want about men on social media, and they will get away with it. I think on my 11th TikTok account right now, and it's all a large percent of it is because of what I said about women, and it was just calling out the facts. It wasn't even calling them out of their name. But women on TikTok can call men out of their name and they will not be banned. You know what I mean? The only time women get banned is when they have the same talking points as like a man. And what I mean by that is like common talking points. So, women have, women in the West, the modern women have led to men, different reactions from men. Some men, like myself, have checked out completely, have gone into rogue, walking away, you know, but not only walking away, but also not only leaving the country because of them, but because of the society in which they have created as a whole. Because they thought there was some kind of patriarchy, because they thought there was some kind of oppression of women here, we, like, some of us have to walk away because of the simple fact it's just getting worse. And the thing is, these women are not seeing the error in their ways. And so they keep on perpetuating the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. Okay. Even when a man may have a leadership position or whatever the case may be, they still don't respect that man. You know what I mean? Again, we know that women are very masculine in the West. And so because of their masculinity, um, a lot of men have become like very, very soft and even afraid to speak up against them, because they're afraid that there's a lot to lose when speaking up against them. So this is what we're living in. However, what's happening right now is due to the economy and also due to, inshallah, I'm really hoping that this shift really takes place because I'm for this shift. A lot of the third world countries, which the West call ishhole countries, are now moving away from the Western, um, I guess you can say, the Western hegemony over their countries and over their economy. And I think this is a good move. Um, yeah, you have some, like, some Uncle Toms that, in fact, one, I had to tell one Uncle Tom, uh, you know, because I was saying, like, on my Instagram, that inshallah, that since Algeria is putting in its application to join BRICS, um, Nigeria and Senegal want to follow behind. So I'm like, inshallah, this will happen, and this will be a good thing. That's what I said. Of course, there was this one Uncle Tom who said, "Oh, it would be bad for them, this, that, and the other." And I said, with all due respect, leave African affairs to Africans. You know what I mean? That's what I said. So, you know, um, I don't know when this shift is going to take place, but I see little signs of the shift taking place right now. You see the fact that Tanzania has decided that, the heck with your dollar, we're just going to use our own local currencies in order to help each other out. And while I don't have respect for India as a country, I don't really like India. I don't desire to go to India or anything of that nature because of, for obvious reasons, it has a very, very strong anti-black culture there. And they're going hard on Muslims right now too. These Hindus are going hard on Muslims, and Hinduism pretty much just goes totally like opposite of what makes sense, basically. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. And that's another story in itself, but it just goes to show you what's happening. So with these changes happening, you know what I mean, with these things happening, um, I've been noticing something that has been at an uptick, really. And I'm actually surprised that it's been at such a uptick. Um, a lot of women are now, in the Hunger Games. A lot of modern women are in the Hunger Games right now. Um, and I want to play some clips of like how hungry they really are. And now it's starting to make sense why they may tolerate a ugly guy in order to have survival. You know what I mean? So a guy will take them to, like, let's say Red Lobster, let's say the Olive Garden, because it's a free meal, and chances are, because guys are so like desperate for the companionship, they're gonna foot all the bill. They're gonna pay for everything. She's not going to pay for anything. So because we have these dynamics happening, you see a uptick in it, and it's getting to a point where it does not matter. It's always been at a point where they do not like, when you're in survival mode, when they're in survival mode, a guy's appearance takes a back seat to what is really necessary for them. This is what we actually see happening right now, as crazy as it sounds. So without further ado, I want to play a couple of clips. I want to go over a couple of clips and talk about, like, what we're seeing, in order to get a better idea, and also in order to let you and remind myself not to be a part of it, not to help these women. Although they're a dancer in distress, just do not help them, because if the shoe was on the other foot, they would not help you at all. In fact, they would ridicule you. Just the other day, a woman, I guess she went, I don't know if she works at 7-Eleven. I don't know if she owns the 7-Eleven. I don't know if she frequents the 7-Eleven. But what happened was she found Delonte West, former NBA player, who now is in really dire need of help, in really dire need of coming back, in really dire need of being able to be at a state where he can be functioning and a productive member of society. She proceeded to take out her camera and film him while he was on his lowest, right? And so, this just lets you know that if the shoe was on the other foot, that these women would not give a care about you. Therefore, they ask for equal rights. They ask for all of these things. So we should not care about them. That is a part of equal rights. You know what I mean? They ask for this equality, gender equality. So when you see them on their plight and things like that, it is not your concern. Let them be. And yeah, so let me go ahead and play some clips about this situation. So the first clip I want to play is I want to play this clip of um the Target woman.
Are you looking to buy your first home without overpaying or feeling overwhelmed? Well, I have an opportunity for you.
Oof. Dang.
She, she said,
See that again. Boom. Dang. Dropped her.
she said, I'm not going to have enough money to pay for this. I need to talk to the manager. She happened to be walking by.
So the first thing is, like if you don't have enough money for something, then perhaps you need to alter what you're buying and just weed out what's the most important thing to buy versus what's the least important thing to buy. You just like weed those things out. Therefore, you decide, okay, I need to buy this. This is more important versus saying, okay, I can't afford anything right now. I can't afford this item right now. Therefore, I have to force my way to get the item, even though I can't afford it.
Okay, so I came around and I was like, hey, what can I do for you? She starts going on this spiel about like, I've had a privileged life and she's been disadvantaged, and then said that she was asking Target to make reparations for her. Basically just kept saying that. And then she got really close to me.
So, like, the thing is about reparations, and I'm going to be honest, I can't really speak on reparations due to the fact that, like, I'm not, I guess, yeah, I'm not ADOS or whatever the case may be. However, I really think that, like, the American black woman, if she got reparations, the first thing she would do is probably go to Dubai and do something of that sort, because with them it's me, 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 and it never was about community, 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 right? And so another thing I want to say about this whole situation is that while she's engaging and while she's doing that and stuff like that, um, and talking about, oh, I've lived, you've lived a privileged life. Not everybody who is of the the Anglo ethnicity has lived a privileged life. Not every one of them has. Some of them have had it hard. Some of them have had it tricky, right? So when she says this, it kind of like it kind of just makes me think that, does she know all of them? You know, does she know all of them that she claims had a privileged life and this, that, and the other? That's why I wonder. That's why I question. Um, However, you know, again, I hate to say it, they call themselves the most educated group of women, but they're also the most illogical group of women. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. And so, yeah, she makes in essence, she tries to make her problem someone else's problem that really didn't have anything to do with it.
So I put my hands up and backed up, and she like followed me. She called our security person, and he came over and like intervened.
How can I help you? Like, what do we need to do here? And she's like, I just don't have the money, and I need you guys to take care of me. And then she started like getting in my face, and I was like, ma'am, like, I need you to leave. Like, you need to leave, or I'm gonna call the cops. And she's like, we'll call the cops. And so she started like she kept on coming at me.
So,
walking by. Okay, so I managed, and then said that she was asking, and then she got really close to me.
So, she brought this on herself, and then you of course, have black women in the comments saying, "Oh, they're racist, this, that, and the other," and the way things are looking, even right now, you don't even know if these women have weapons because there's been other instances where women have had weapons and they have shot up um restaurant establishments over things such as sauces, not getting the right sauces, over things such as cold chicken tenders and things like that. So when you have these dynamics and things like that, and then you have the comment section saying, "Oh, here we go again, these actors and this, that, and the other," they totally discount what she did to bring this on. And furthermore, they actually, I don't know what it is, but it's just, I guess they see no issue in this kind of behavior. I don't know what it is.
So I put my hands up and backed up, and she like followed me. She called our security person, and he came over and like intervened.
How can I help you? Like, what do we need to do here? And she's like, I just don't have the money, and I need you guys to take care of me. And then she started like getting in my face, and I was like, "Ma'am, like, I need you to leave. Like, you need to leave, or I'm gonna call the cops." And she's like, "We'll call the cops." And so she started like she kept on coming at me, and I backed up all the way up into my office, and I tried to close the door, and she's like, "Oh, you're not gonna leave." And then I tried to close it, but she like powered her way through.
So again, you see how masculine these women are. You see that these women, like for a lot of modern women, I'm just going to be honest, a lot of modern women, I really hate to say this, but most, walaikum salam rahmatullah, Ramadan Kareem, thank you. Most modern women, I would say, and I know this sounds bad, but most modern women have the imprint of a corn star, ipper, and also I want to say a man with short man complex, because what I find is that a lot of modern women are very violent too, and they will find any excuse to try to fight. You know what I mean? I don't know why that is, but a lot like to fight now. It seems like, especially amongst belligerent women, they like to fight. I don't know why. Even people. I'll give you an example. Even like men who know how to fight. Like for example, I box. I box, and I'm at a professional level, put it that way. I don't go look for fights or anything like that. I don't go look and say that, oh, I can beat you up or this, that, and the other. Or I don't look for conflict. But for some reason, it seems like a lot of these women like to look for conflict. You know what I mean? She could have easily just walked away, and then that would have been that, and she could have figured out a way to get the money. If the money was the issue, I would have suggested something like DoorDash or maybe Uber Eats or something like that to maybe get the money needed to pay for the purchase. Since all of them are strong and independent, which they have told us, since all of them are, according to them, all of them are exceeding men in education, and also all of them are saying that men need to be held back at least 1 year to catch up to them in education. This was said by another one of them. Okay. But let's continue on.
Came into my office, and then like I tried to back up a little bit more, but I was already in an enclosed space, so I just hit it.
So he had no choice. You never know. She could have had something on her, and he just decided to chin check her. I will never advocate for hitting a woman, but if you're in that kind of situation and you don't know what she has on her and stuff like that, yeah, then you kind of have to think quick. And that's what he did. I think that's what he did. And so he just decided to check hooker, and that's all she wrote, And yeah, you of course you have men in the comment section, saying that they want the address to the target to go pursue this guy for simply defending himself. you know Unfortunately, a lot of these pro whacks cannot see past black and white. They can't see past that thing, unfortunately.
Why should you use Miro? When you draw on a whiteboard.
So here's another example of Hunger Games. Now it seems like on this video, a woman, she was I want to say she actually decided that it was appropriate and this just goes to show what their diets are like as well, which is why a lot of them are obese and still expect quote unquote queen treatment. So this video shows that there is no limits to what they do, and the Hunger Games is so real that thousands upon thousands of dollars of meat, and unfortunately most of the meat is swine, like baby back ribs and things of that nature, is needed for their survival. Let's take a look.
And caught on video, a woman throwing more than $2,000 worth of meat into the trunk of her car. Temple police say she stole the meat from an HEB in the area on Good Friday. Police say an employee tried to stop the woman and her accomplice from leaving. The two, they're still on the run. Police are hoping this cell phone video will help them make an arrest soon.
So, like you saw this big woman just like throwing all this meat into the back of her trunk when she really shouldn't even, when meat is the last thing she should be worried about eating. And so again, it just goes to show you that, and I hate to say this, but and maybe I'm wrong, but none have shown me to be wrong. None have shown me to be wrong. But I would say like a good 97% of modern women have that that footprint that I said they had, be it like a corn star, a prostitute, a ipper, and also someone with short man complex. And so we have another one in the Hunger Games. So let's look at her and see what's going on.
Ooh-wee! Nasty! You guys hear that, Turbo? We got Ken Black out front now. Don't pay attention to Ken Black because we're paying attention to Little Red Riding Hood. Now, obviously, you can't go to Grandma's house without making a pit stop at the coolest gas station on planet Earth. So she's going to make her way towards the coolers, and she's going to thief scratch her ear right there. Then she's going to look at her phone. Then she's going to throw her thief bag over her shoulder. Now, when you're born with blonde and red hair, you just got to touch it. So she's going to touch it. She's going to throw it around, and clearly she's looking for a delicious beverage. Now, she's going to thief scratch her nose right there, make her way down the cooler. She's going to do a quick look up at the counter right there, and yep, that's a camera. What do I want? 4, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1, 1. Where's that one beverage that I want? Over here? Maybe over there? Maybe if I squint. I can't see it. Wait, what is that right there? Oh, that's a camera. So she's going to make her way towards the beer cave, take a quick peek before she decides, nope.
One thing I want to say too, and this comes from actually being responsible at one job to make sure that the cameras are connected to the network, all of the computer networks that are at the job. I had to go to that job to do that. A lot of these cameras are 360 in view, so you may see a camera, and also there's a lot of a lot of people don't know this, but even in fire sprinklers there are cameras. So you may think that, okay, I'm able to get away with these things, but a lot of the cameras in these places have panoramic views. So you may think, okay, oh, I'm worried about this one camera, not knowing that there's other cameras that are going to see you. You know, there are street lights with cameras in them. You know, pretty much you can put a camera in many things at this point, you know. So let's continue on.
None of that will fit in my thief bag, so she's going to make her way towards the other side of the store. And, ooh, vitamin water. No, that's not what I want. Ooh, fountain pop. No, she don't want that either. So she's going to come over here to these coolers, and she's got that look of confusion on her face because she can't find what she's looking for. Wait a minute. Is that what I want? Yes, it is, but that's kind of an inconvenient spot right in front of the register.
And so another thing too about this whole situation is like, and I know this from going into gas stations for my own, is that usually it shouldn't take that long to decide what you want if you're like getting a snack or something like that. And so me personally, I make it a habit just to be in and out. You know what I mean? But if you're in a gas station and you're walking around this long, then obviously you're giving it away that, hey, you know, I need to run it up somehow. It's like a dead giveaway.
Register. Dang it. Well, may as well go try my luck. So she's going to make her way towards the Red Bull cooler. She's going to open up that door and clearly look at the big bad wolf right there, aka Jack Marius Meridius Gluteus Maximus the Fifth. Now she's going to grab a Red Bull, look up at the wolf, and she's having a hard time trying to figure out how she's going to get this for free. So she looks back up at the wolf. She's going to reach in there, do the fake putback, followed by the hand switch. Oh, she's a sneaky little Red Riding Hood. So she keeps her eyes on the big bad wolf, and clearly he saw her. So she's having second thoughts. So she's going to dispose of the item on some bread because, you know, that's a good spot to put it. And she's going to grab an 89-cent bag of cheddar and sour cream ruffles. Good choice, good choice. Now, she's going to grab her thief bag. She's going to look into her thief bag, and it's almost her turn. So she's going to make her way forward. Hesitation. Ooh, nah, I don't really want that.
All the wine's back there. What's that? Yeah.
Another thing that a thief will do is they'll play stupid. You know, they'll try to make it friendly and stuff like that. But you know, it's easy to see through.
Coke? Oh, right here in this cooler. Right there on the other side there where those 4-packs are on.
So Wolfius Maximus tells her where the cold wine is. So she makes her way around the hostess rack. Then she's going to stop, think about getting a Twinkie. But no, she doesn't want one. So she's going to come over here to the cold wine cooler. She's going to open up that door before she quickly decides that, no, I don't want anything. And she's going to not close the door all the way. Then she's going to conveniently stop in front of that Red Bull and do the thief bag search and swoop, put that right in her bag.
You don't like the little bottles? The 4-packs, no. Yeah. All right, that's it. Okay. $0.89. Let me get this man. All right, thank you.
What a nice young lady, leaving the change for somebody who could use it. Now, here comes the big bad wolf. He's got his cell phone out, and he's ready to get that license plate number. So he follows her outside, and he's having some trouble, but don't worry. He's going to get it right about now.
So, you know, the thing is, and this shows the logic of men, and it just shows that, like, you know, when women say that they're smarter than men, I would say that they're more manipulative than men, but manipulative doesn't usually translate to smart. You know, that doesn't usually translate to smart. But you know, this guy was smart because he played possum, letting her think that, okay, I'm being friendly to you, uh and things like that, because, like, you know, and she was gullible, thinking, oh, okay, yeah, this guy, you know, he's being friendly, he's this, that, and the other. But deep inside, he was just playing, he was just like fooling you. And lo and behold, now he has your license plate for shoplifting.
Well, that sucks.
But the problem is she doesn't have a plate.
If you know this thief, let her know that she needs to turn herself into the local authority.
So a lot of people are in survival mode, and you see that a lot of the people in survival mode are women, you know. So now let's go ahead and look at something else that has become a trend. Now, the thing is about this is that, this is pretty sad, but it's becoming more common. Um, what people are doing now are they're using these ride share food share services. And what they're doing is they're saying that, okay, we place an order, right? They place an order, and then once the order gets to the door, they're saying we never got our order, and they're getting a refund from that order. Therefore, the driver is not getting paid for his services, you know. And so therefore you're taking from that driver. So this is becoming a more common thing. And it's becoming a more common thing amongst, you guessed it. So let's look at this.
Google Ads helps you turn curiosity into customers who are interested in what your business has to offer. Now you can reach people based on what matters most to them at just the right moment. Google Ads. Turn curiosity into customers. Visit ads.google.com to learn more.
When you live with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, your day can be full.
The manager and with her job, she knows she. So either way, the driver gets screwed.
Handed it to you.
So either way, the
Excuse me. I was just wondering why you said that your food never got delivered when I handed it to you. So you did a. Oh yeah, it definitely does, and that's fraud. And now I might get charged for it. It says that you reported that I never delivered your food to you. I didn't report that. Well, according to.
So the thing is what these women will do too is they'll blatantly lie about things like this. They'll blatantly say, "Oh, I didn't do it," or "Oh, like it was nothing on me," and things like that. And it's like, okay, so you mean to tell me that you're just gonna straight up like have amnesia, like you were dropped on your head or something, that the food was given to you in your hand, and you're all of a sudden now gonna say, "Oh no, I never got the food," or you're gonna say, "Oh, I never did that," to the app, when you're the only one in control of that.
Okay, that's fine. But I was saying it's fraud and stealing. I'm sorry, but when I'm getting in trouble for my job. But go ahead. I apologize, ma'am. Yeah, so I got a text message from DoorDash saying that you.
Okay, but why did you have the nerve to come in my job talking to me when I was with another customer?
Because
so now she's trying to, like, I guess you can say she's trying to backpedal, or trying to make it look like that she's the victim of this whole thing because she's at a place of work. Like, and then again, this goes to show you another thing, that a lot of these women cannot cook. You know what I mean? A lot of these women cannot, the only time that I eat out, I can say, is I eat out maybe once a week. The rest of the week I'm like making my own food or something like that. Or the only other time I'm eating out is if I'm, out and about or I'm at the airport. Then you have no choice. You got to eat that airport food, whatever options that they offer at the airport. That's the only time I eat out. But this just goes to show you that these women cannot are not really built to be wives, and it's sad to say it, but all of the cooking pages I follow on Instagram, if I need to follow them, like just due to the fact that, I'm a guy who likes food, but I don't eat a lot of food, all of them are ran by ethnically different women. There is not one American page that I follow that has a woman who can cook. And so this is a telltale sign when they're doing things like this. Because if they did cook, they would save a lot more money. I guarantee you that. Eating out every day adds up.
You had the nerve to report your food as never being received, so I can get in trouble and have to pay for it or lose my job.
I did not report nothing. If you have a problem, you need to contact DoorDash instead of coming in my job.
Well, don't report it as being...
Okay, well, like I said, you need to go...
So you're saying you got your food?
You need to leave me alone. That's what I'm saying.
You're saying...
So she's not saying that she got the food. Again, she's still deflecting. She's still deflecting. She's still doing these things. And then again, you see that she has no ring on her finger, which is another telltale sign of what these plight of the women are. And I'm going to do a video about this new phenomenon of these women who are in the other survival mode, meaning the companionship survival mode, and now they are seeking younger men, way younger men, for that companionship.
You got your food? That's fine.
And if
you can talk to
me. I'm going to call the police. So please leave
That's
my
fine.
job.
I just need you to say that you got your food.
I need you to leave my job.
You can call the police. We can talk about fraud and all that.
I don't care what we can talk about, lady. You're in my job of business. Leave me alone. Period.
There goes that period word that they love to use.
Where's your manager?
I'm a manager.
You don't got another boss?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, CVS is hiring thieves here, huh?
For bathroom odors that linger, try Febreze Small Spaces. Just press firmly and it continuously fights odors in the air and on soft surfaces for 45 days. Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
So then she's cussing, saying, get the F away from me, and she's the one at fault.
I just want you to admit that you got your food so I don't lose my job. I deliver food to you and then you sit there and tell my work I never dropped the food off? Huh? Yes. I delivered it here to her. So hopefully they have cameras, but she's trying to say I never dropped her food off. I'm just waiting for you to admit that you took your food and I'll leave you alone.
For you to get the fuck out of my face. That's what I'm waiting for you to do. Like, you making me at the food at work and it's not even that serious.
Ooh.
It is that serious. It's fraud. It's stealing. You stole and now you're trying to make me get in trouble for it. Why don't you get back on DoorDash and tell them you got your food then? It's because you didn't want to pay for the crazy big meal that you purchased?
You talking about crazy big
steak, shrimp, chicken meal?
Wow. So again, you see their diet. You know what I mean? You see their diet. And alhamdulillah for Ramadan, what one thing I noticed about Ramadan, and this is why these modern women probably couldn't handle a Ramadan, is that your stomach actually shrinks. Last night, as a matter of fact, I really didn't want to eat that much. As a matter of fact, I was good with 3 3 appetizers and something to drink. I only ate that much, only ate a little bit more due to the simple fact that, you know, since I'm an athlete, I still have to keep some kind of some kind of the necessary proteins and the carbs needed to continue on the way I will continue on once this month is over. But this woman straight out wanted a steak, shrimp, and chicken dinner for free. So what does this say about not only the Hunger Games, but the greed games that these women are involved in? Okay. It's amazing. But let's continue.
You forget about what you just ate?
Record that.
Okay.
Record that.
And
You
I'm
have a
gonna
problem?
send it
that.
to
Leave me
corporate.
alone.
I just want you to admit
I
that
just want
you
you to
stole.
leave me alone.
I want you to admit that
I
you
just want you
stole.
to leave me alone.
Well, it's not going to happen because you're messing up my job now.
I don't give a fuck. Leave me alone.
Oh, you don't care that?
My word. The business.
Oh, good.
Still talking.
So you're messing with my job. Now I'm messing with your job. How about that? Sounds pretty even.
So one thing is too about women is that and again it goes to this one proverb. I actually forgot the proverb. I would have to actually look for it. It's a Turkmen proverb, but it has something to do that like when someone's hungry, when someone is hungry, all honor goes out the window. You know what I mean? And so what these women will do, and they won't care about it, is they'll like really put someone else's livelihood in jeopardy in order for them to make ends meet, you know, in order for them to get their ends. I am like still kind of, you know, it's sad to say it, but I'm still in really kind of like a disbelief on how evil and how like satanic these women are. You know, some of these instances have happened during Ramadan. So that just goes to show you that this is inherently in their makeup to do these things.
To you? You lied and said you didn't get your food so you don't have to pay for it. You lied so you didn't have to pay for your food. And now you're trying to get me in trouble with my job. You should be really ashamed of yourself that you would do something like that.
I'm not ashamed of myself, so it doesn't matter what you say.
So you just don't care about stealing? So stealing doesn't make you feel ashamed? Stealing doesn't make you feel ashamed at all. You're just totally content with stealing. Awesome. CVS should really know what kind of employees they have. You probably steal from here too.
Okay, I wouldn't have a job if I did. So leave me alone. You're the one sitting up here talking to me about my job. And if I was still for my job, I wouldn't have a job. So why are you still in my face?
Because I'm waiting for you to admit that you're stealing. Because you're stealing. You're trying to take money.
I'm not even trying to go back and forth, but she's still in my face, in my place of work, still yelling at me. Do DoorDash know you're doing this?
I'm going to send them this video. I'm recording everything.
Do you have permission to record me?
Oh, I don't need permission. It's public place. North Carolina state law, only one person has to approve of the recording, and that one person can be me. So I'm very aware of the laws. Well, that's okay, because I'm going to send this to corporate and let them know.
I don't care what you send it to.
Good.
Out my face.
Good.
I really want to touch her face.
Good. I hope you enjoyed your food. Hope it filled you up and is energizing you for your shift, even though you didn't pay for it because you wanted to lie and say you never received your food.
So another thing that's happening too is that now you know, I want to go to another video in regards to this. I want to go to another one, but another DoorDash episode. Now, this one is even worse due to the simple fact that the woman has the drink that she says she didn't receive in her hand, while this man is confronting her about, well, let's go to this one first. Hold on. Let's go to this one first.
Bit of a twist on an all too familiar crime. This time a food delivery driver who dashes out of the door of an apartment building with More than just a tip. KPI X5 Joe Vasquez with a brazen theft that was caught on camera.
The unusual package theft happened here in the lobby of this apartment building. Surveillance video shows a woman walking through the door. She's got a package in her hand. It turns out she's a delivery driver for DoorDash, and she's delivering Indian food to one of the residents.
After delivering the food, she kind of loiters around this area.
Apartment manager Ethan Chang says it's not long before the driver doubles back to the front of the lobby, starts collecting packages that are piled up for the residents, then takes them with her out the door.
And now the sad thing is that in the comment section, once I scroll down, you will have women defending the behavior of this. You know, there's only one woman that is actually talking with some sense. But the other ones will, of course, the thing is that what Beledro women do is that they, when they're in the wrong and they can't come up with a valid excuse for it, they don't comment at all. You know what I mean? Because they can't clap back. But when they think they have an excuse, then that's when the clapback begins. And mind you, like, I guess she's going to resell these packages, but she doesn't even know what these packages are. But she still takes it upon herself to just go ahead and say, you know what? Run it up. Let me get it.
But actually, Chang says a closer look at the video shows she doesn't steal the packages right away. She lingers for a bit.
She's loitering at the lobby as residents come and go, but she's actually peeking in the elevator, making sure the elevator leaves the floor. She's doing this dance, making sure no one's seeing her when she steals the packages.
And then when it's time,
she takes everything and uses the post office box as her carry away and brings it to the car outside.
When you're having your food delivered, you expect that delivery person isn't going to turn around and steal from where you live.
Berkeley police are hoping the public will recognize the woman in the video and give them a call. Meanwhile, DoorDash has released a statement saying the driver is no longer employed by the delivery company.
So the thing is about this is that, and then you have these pro-black men and stuff like that, and they call me a coon and stuff like that for for not advocating for Beledro women. But the thing is, I'm not going to advocate for them because they don't give me anything to advocate them for. You know, like there's nothing to advocate them for. You know what I mean? And that goes for the same thing as Karen. There's nothing to advocate Karen for. As a matter of fact, she started this whole thing. You know, so I'm not going to advocate for Western women when there is nothing to advocate about. As a matter of fact, I believe that a small minority of men basically are responsible for the majority of how these women are, due to the simple fact of the small minority of men that these women go for. But now let's see what happens here.
It flushes. There you go. All fixed.
So it seems like almost.
So I want to say something too, and this goes to people who are on the same page as me, who are planning on making Hijra. Really save your coins to get out of here. Don't do anything for these women, and do not be too nice to them or anything like that. You know, just let them be strong and independent, and let them fall to the wayside. They can figure out their own problems. A lot of them call themselves survivors and things of that nature. So let them go ahead and figure it out. But now let's look at this video where a woman is, I don't know if this is the same woman. Hold on, let me see.
Every single time I'm super viral yesterday.
We flew here yesterday from Chipotle.
Okay, here we go.
Where he had originally delivered the food to give her a piece of his mind.
Here we go.
Hi again. I delivered food here yesterday from Chipotle, and you put down that I didn't deliver it to you because I just got fired from my job.
So the thing is about this whole thing, and you know, with DoorDash, a lot of people do rely on that for a form of living. You know, they rely on it as a form of living. The same thing goes for Uber as well. Now, in terms of Uber, a lot of people are so down bad that they will just end rides and actually and we're going to get into that as well, that they will just simply just say, okay, this person's driving me, but I'm going to end the ride and act like he's not driving me. That's another thing that is being done.
Yeah, it was you.
And it's sad because from the start, you can kind of see the phone shaking. It's almost like you can hear the pain in his voice. And I know there's some people out there that would say, oh, just go find another job. It's not really a big deal. But for some people out there, they don't have very many opportunities. Yesterday,
Source of income. I do this all day. Now I'm fired from my job because you want your $10 burrito? Are you out of your mind? Who?
So this woman could not even come up with the money for a $10 burrito. So with this being said, let this be a lesson that a lot of people put on a facade. I try not to put on a facade at all. I try to be my authentic self. The way I be my authentic self is I keep a solemn look on my face most of the time. And I just keep it, and unfortunately, you know, I have to keep a look of don't bother me on my face, especially around modern women. So that's one thing I have to say. There is actually a science to that. You know, there is a science called, I think, physiognomic. It's called like, hold on, let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick. And I'll give you the definition of that science. You know, just give me a second. Let me look up this science. Okay. Just give me a moment. Let me see. Okay, so I want to look up this science. I'm going to look up this science real quick because it's one of the, I guess you can say it's one of the natural sciences. It's one of the natural sciences that you kind of study outside of the fold of Islam, you know, but you can still study it within the. Oh, yes. So the name of this science is physiognomy. And what it means in this science, and I may do a video on this. Now that I think about it, I may do a video on this because this could save men's lives. What physiognomy means is a person's facial features or expressions, especially when regarded as indicative or of character or ethnic origin. So like with me, like another Fulani can tell that I'm Fulani. Okay. Let's keep it on that level. But when it comes to like modern women and being around modern women, I keep a don't bother me look on my face or a basically an unapproachable look on my face. And I think that means that can actually save you a lot of things, a lot of trials and tribulations, okay? By having that. You know, they're unapproachable, you be unapproachable. Okay? You take your power back. But let's continue with her fake excuse. Oh, I'm sorry.
Who does this? Who does that? You got me fired. Like, I need the corporate number or something. Because I need to get your ass fired. Does anyone have a corporate number? You have one?
I'll contact DoorDash.
Yeah. All right. You want to say that you got your food?
And the sad thing is, guys, that
It's a nurse. That's the thing. Like, you would think a nurse would make like enough money, a decent money, that they wouldn't have to lie about getting a $10 burrito. Like, please let me know what's going on.
receptionist behind that glass shows absolutely no remorse for her actions. I mean, she got this man fired and she's like, well, I guess I could call DoorDash. But you know, she doesn't give a shit. She, like many other people using DoorDash, thought she was going to come up on some free food. She thought she was going to say, hey, the order never got delivered to me. But she didn't account on this guy returning to the scene of the crime saying, hey, what the fuck is your problem? You got me fired over a $10 burrito. I bet it wasn't even warm.
I'll contact them, but
But what? Did you get your food or what?
how are you?
I even called my lawyer. He told me I can call the cops because it's theft.
Damn.
It's theft. Are you gonna say you got your food or not? Or should I call the cops?
At least he has a lawyer, which is smart. He lawyered up. That's good. Maybe he can get a settlement.
And I like how she looks over at the other employee like, can you seriously believe this guy? When in all actuality, she's the immature one who didn't want to pay for her $10 food. Okay, she's also broke. Just the entitlement of some people to feel absolutely no remorse for others when they're the ones that created a problem will never cease to amaze me.
Or should I call the cops? Because you're stealing. Yeah, you are stealing. Yeah, who does that? Who fucking raised your ass? Who raised you? Seriously. Piece of trash. That's what you are. Trash. Are you the manager?
Can I help you?
Yeah, I delivered food.
The unfortunate thing about this manager is that, you know, since he's surrounded in a gynocentric area, if he did something, chances are he would face a lawsuit against himself, or he would be accused of discrimination. That's the unfortunate thing about the situation he's in.
Food here yesterday from Chipotle on DoorDash. I DoorDash all day.
This manager ain't gonna do shit.
And this girl, I delivered it to her, and then she went on DoorDash and put down that I didn't deliver it here. So then this morning I wake up to go DoorDash and I'm fired because of her, because she said I didn't deliver it. I would never do that.
He's like, that is not my job and that is not my problem, sir. But y'all know with the internet being the internet, they had to serve up a great heaping of justice. And so they actually found this woman from the video and called the place so many times complaining that she herself got fired for this. Now, obviously, I don't condone doxing, I don't condone harassment, but that is the ultimate reverse Uno if I've ever seen it. And here's actually an update from the comments of his YouTube video that he had posted before he took it down earlier this morning. He says, I talked to the older guy and he didn't care whatsoever. I also called and talked to the manager and they don't have cameras. Surprisingly, yeah, bullshit, they just don't want to hand you the footage. I talked to DoorDash and they helped me out and got it removed. Shout out to DD Support. They always help me tremendously. I'm almost 5 years clean from all I'm trying to do is hustle and make up for lost time because I really screwed my life up. And she's putting my job in jeopardy over something so stupid. This is how I pay my bills. I love this job. I don't want to lose it because she doesn't pay for her lunch. I would have bought her lunch. I don't care. It's just so crazy to me that trying to skip out on paying for her lunch is now going to cost her much, much more because now she's publicly been embarrassed online and she got fired.
So, you know, again, I say that, you know, these women have the imprint of a like thug in certain aspects. Now, there is another thing that is happening. Again, shout outs to Chisu Jed. You know, he always comes with the tea, or in his case, the coffee. He comes with the coffee. So, you know, again, we see this trend of, let me see. I don't know if he got rid of it. Let me see. Okay, right here.
scam. Crazy.
Why and make claims like this?
You just said you did. This chick's over here running
In a large, I just brought the food here, literally. Hey, how you doing? Mike from DoorDash?
Yes.
So I just brought you your food, right?
Yes.
About 10 minutes ago?
Yes.
So why am I driving off? Why did I get a dispute claim saying that you didn't get your food and I handed it to you right in your hand?
I never got no food, sir.
So again, now I don't know if she has like amnesia or a mental disability that could be at play here. But again, you see her with the cup, probably that came from her food, and she is saying, "I never got any food, sir." So I just wonder, okay, what is really going on inside of their head, if anything is going on inside of their head. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't know at this point in time. But again, let's continue on.
You just said you got the food.
No, I didn't. I never got no food.
But you got the Culver's cup in your hand.
I never got no food.
I got you a double cheeseburger, a fry, barbecue sauce, and a large and a medium Pepsi.
Sir, I never got no food.
Yo.
So why? So basically, so you gonna play this game? So look, this one. I just want to tell you this, ma'am. This is how I provide for my family. This is how I take care of my 2 kids and my wife. I do this every day, at least for 8 hours a day. And when you dispute claims and lie on me,
Okay, I
you get.
understand all that, but I never got no food.
You just said you did. This chick's over here running a DoorDash scam, man. What?
You did though.
No, I didn't. I never got no food.
I literally got you. I literally handed you the food. I got you saying that you got the food. So listen, when you do that, I'm gonna tell you my situation. I know you probably don't care or you don't understand, so I'm trying to help you understand.
They don't care. In fact, she's gonna put this on TikTok and probably make fun of you. Unfortunately, they don't care.
Yeah, like I pay bills with DoorDash. So when you lie and make claims like this, I get in trouble. I can get fired. You know what I'm saying? I only can get so many numbers of disputes and claims and people like you trying to get over on the system and get your money back and all that. But you know you got the food, you wrong. You did though.
No, I didn't. I never got no food.
God.
I never got no food.
Why is you sitting there with a straight face?
I never got no food.
Yo.
Man, listen.
Sir, I never got no food.
Hear me out. Because you really making yourself look bad.
I never got no food.
Now, if I got to send this video to corporate and to the police,
whoever you want,
you're gonna get.
So he's worried because, as you'd imagine, her not getting her food, they're assuming, okay, well, what did you do with the food? And it affects his ratings. You get that a bunch of times. You could jeopardize somebody's living, right? Let's keep listening.
Man, you got the Culver's cup in your hand. Wow. So this is just okay, whatever. You can play dumb, whatever. It's cool. Could you do me a favor though? Could you go on your phone? Because I don't want to do all the extra stuff. I'm not like I don't be on that. I got things to do. Could you go and remove the claim?
No.
Wow. Really? So now what if I'm not gonna even threaten you? I'm just saying, like, what if I was crazy or something? Like, what if, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know who you're dealing with. People going through things. People are paying bills, trying to provide for their family, and you just sitting here lying and making things hard for people. But you know you didn't get the, so who got the food then? I brought it right to you. What you mean?
You're talking about I don't have no food. You never brought me no food.
I did.
I didn't get no food. I didn't get no food.
Wow.
Sure.
That shit is.
Wow. What would you guys do in this situation? And times are hard. Let's. Another person here added, I would just cut. As always, man, of course, the internet responded. Check out a few of these comments, see what the people have to say. First comment here from a woman says, while holding the cup is wild. Another person here added, I would just cut it off when she said yes. That's all the proof they need. And the Culver's cup is a plus. 11K likes. Another person here added, DoorDash should have people sign when food is delivered to protect workers. This would probably be best, but then there are those situations when you don't really want to meet the person, you want to leave it at the door and stuff like that because, people are lazy. Now, the comment says it's pretty sad when DoorDash drivers are going to have to start wearing body cams. This is someone's livelihood. I could never. That's another idea. Or you can do the Amazon thing where they take the photo of the item after it's delivered. Another commenter says, imagine if he never recorded this. DoorDash would never believe this. Another commenter here says, she even said yes in the beginning. She did say yes. Personally, I think that's all the proof he really needs.
So again, you see these women doing these kind of activities, things like that, and it makes you wonder, because part of being strong and independent is being able to, like, basically not have to undertake certain practices in order for you to make a livelihood, in order for you to eat, in order for you to do things like that. There was another video that was brought to my attention. I think it was this one. Let me see. Yeah, right here. So again, it just goes to show you what type of dynamics you're dealing with when it comes to survival mode, and who you're dealing with when it comes to survival mode. So again, my point is proven that a lot of these women are in Hunger Games mode. A lot of them are. More than they would like to, more than they want us to believe are. So here's a group of Belejovi who took it upon themselves that they decided that Walmart now is a buffet. Now let's look.
I'm just a ghetto nigga like you. I'm just a ghetto nigga like you. I'm just a ghetto nigga like you. I'm just a ghetto.
And not only do they eat free at Walmart, but they decided to take it upon themselves to record it as well. So this is just what we're dealing with, when it comes to these women. Now, let's go ahead and see. Now let's go ahead and see. Now let's see about the new thing is, and women are now stealing. They are stealing Uber rides. Let's go into that dynamic right now. So now, I don't know if this was an Instagram model or something like that, but I guess, I would think that as a model, you would be you would be in a good situation. But this is not the case. So this woman decides that she wants to steal a guy's tips. I guess she's down very badly that's why she has to do it. But let's look.
Gabrielle Canales eyes the money in the tip jar. She seems to be pondering whether to actually do it. Then, when the ride is over, she brazenly bolts with the cash. And it was just $5. Now, Gabrielle, an aspiring model, is speaking out exclusively to Inside Edition.
So she was that bad that she had to take $5. Like why wouldn't you make that $5 at a photo shoot or something like that if you are a model? I really don't get the dichotomy of these women, but now I really am beginning. And I'm not a scholar or a sheikh by any means. I'm none of that. But now I'm kind of thinking that it is impermissible to marry these women because they are, for the most part, corrupted. A large majority of them are, and this includes the Muslim women as well. In this land, in these Western lands.
People aren't happy with what you did.
No, they definitely aren't. And I don't blame them because I did something wrong. And I know they did something wrong. But I accepted that and I apologized.
So your family, I imagine, sounds like your family wasn't happy with you.
I'm embarrassed for them because I really did embarrass everyone I know.
Comments online have been brutal. She's being called nasty, low-life scum, human garbage.
You're getting some pretty hateful stuff here.
Yeah, and it's all day.
All day.
The driver didn't press charges, but there's no doubt she was convicted in the court of public opinion. She wanted to apologize.
So there you have it. You know, a lot of these quote unquote women, you know, have this kind of imprint. So what's happening now, let's see.
When you cancel it,
I didn't cancel it.
You're scamming me
And
for
you
a free ride.
You have no proof that I canceled it.
So again, you know, this is like not only with the Belejo Keisha, but this also is with Karen. This also is with Maria. This also is with like Ling Ling. This is like just with them all, okay? And a lot of people say, "Oh, you hate black women and stuff like that." You know, the bottom line is, I know hate is a strong word, but I hate all, I guess you can say I hate all of the Western women's mindsets. I hate all of the Western women's actions, regardless of color. Yes, I do hate them. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I was going to leave this country anyway, but now I have to propel myself even quicker to leave, largely due to their actions, you know, because staying here would be detrimental, truthfully speaking. But you see, and they'll do these crimes with a straight face. You know what I mean? They'll do it like, "Oh, I didn't do anything," and things like that. So, you know, I don't know what is going on with them. I don't know if their parents are not providing them with enough income for them to, you know, sustain themselves. I don't know what is going on, but you know, the Hunger Games is real, you know. But let's continue.
Maybe it's something on your end.
Well, according to Uber, you're no longer my passenger. You're a stranger sitting in my car without my consent. So leave, lady. It's time for you to go.
You just need to drop me like 20 minutes away. I don't know why you're making such a huge
20
deal
minutes
out
for
of
free. This ain't a charity case. I'm
I
working. I'm
paid
trying to pay for
this
college.
Uber.
Trying to pay off.
So again, a lot of these guys are just like nose on the grindstone guys who need this money because they're like, some of them are aspiring for something bigger. However, they don't give a crap. You know, they don't give a crap. They don't care. They just want to just so so this is what we're faced with. You know, this is the thing that we're dealing with. If you do ride sharing and stuff like that, what I recommend is that maybe somehow you get a like maybe somehow, if you can, get a like semi-luxury vehicle where your clientele will not be these people, where your clientele will be top tier people that will be able to you won't have to worry about the money being paid for your trip.
Off my student loans.
I paid for this Uber.
Get out of my car. Your
I'm not leaving.
voice is so annoying.
I
Get
am
out.
not.
Get out.
I am not leaving
I
until you
will.
drop me off.
I will call the police right now.
You're gonna call the police.
You're not my
Please, you-
Uber rider. You're just
You
sitting in my
have
car.
no proof that I canceled this Uber.
I also have no proof that you are my rider, so get out.
You literally picked me up. We like exchanged names and everything. You know it's like me that ordered the Uber.
Well, I'm not getting paid anymore because you canceled it.
I didn't cancel.
Get
it.
out. The door's right there, lady.
How do you
Take
know
your
it wasn't
apples and
something on,
leave.
like-
Take your apples and leave.
Excuse me?
Yeah, when you cancel it,
I didn't cancel it.
you're scamming me
And
for
you have-
free.
Okay, and so now another one decided to do it right here.
Hey, man. Hey, how you doing, man? You waiting on an Uber? I am. Can you tell me your driver's name? You're supposed to say my name, aren't you? No, it doesn't work like that. That's not how it goes. You're supposed to tell me who you are, and then I can confirm. Are you from Lyft? No, I'm from Uber. Oh, okay. You ordered an Uber, right? I did. Okay, can you just tell me your driver's name? Miguel. No, that's not the driver's.
So now, I hate to say it, but it I guess some men, they think that some men unfortunately are down bad too, but it's a minority of them that are down bad, but this is where we're at, man. This is like this is kind of where we're at in this kind of affair of ours. And so yeah, man, I guess a lot of people are getting free rides, but are trying to get free rides, but a lot of them are going to be the whatchamacallit, the women who are now trying to like get away with these free rides. It's kind of weird, but yeah, this is what we're dealing with, bro. This is what we're dealing with. This is the things that we face, and so yeah, bro. But let's look at another one. Now this is worse. I didn't know this was the full video, but it looks like she slapped the man after stealing the ride. And so this goes to show you how violent these women are, okay? I don't know why they're so violent, but this just goes to show you what kind of time they're on. But let's go ahead and look.
I'm in pursuit of greatness. I never want to stop. I just want to keep getting better.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can get in.
Believe you.
You'd be surprised. I actually have a connection with Uber. They know me.
And you'd be surprised how
They
much
actually
someone will believe a girl like me.
I go to the Uber office and they let me
Now
use
look,
the employee.
listen.
Just so you know.
And I could totally make up some excuses so they won't charge me.
Your destination's only 45 minutes away, so you can wait.
You don't expect me to eat for 40. It's an apple. Like, I'm not even gonna make a mess.
You could easily. No, you need your seatbelt on. Can you put on your seatbelt?
I mean, the windows are tinted.
People die for not wearing their seatbelts. Put
No
on your
one-
seatbelt for why?
You don't have like an Uber sign. What if you're trying to kidnap me?
Well, all right. Is that your name?
No.
What's your name?
Harley.
Harley? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can get in. Be gentle with that door, though.
Yeah, are you sure you're an Uber?
Yeah, I'm an Uber driver. Why?
You don't have like an Uber sign. What if you're trying to kidnap me?
Well,
So you see, like, already she's being defensive. You see that she's already coming in here already like mad, aggressive, and things like that. And so again, the thing is that I am of the opinion that women in this country, women in Canada, women in the UK have an innate hatred imprinted into them by society for men. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to play victim. Don't get it twisted. I can care less. Listen, every woman in the United States, every woman in the UK, every woman in Canada, or every woman in a Western society can hate me. I don't care though. I will not care. They can all say I hate you simultaneously at the same time, and I would just give them a smile and say thank you. But I think there is an innate hatred for even men who don't even do anything. But let's continue.
I lost it, but it's fine. I'm an Uber. You can check the license plate if you want.
No, I trust you.
Okay. Can you confirm with me your destination?
Yeah, Skyloft.
Skyloft? Yeah. Okay.
Can you start the car?
Well, can you put on your seatbelt before we go? Safety first. I always make sure that everyone's buckled up.
No, I'm fine. I like always ride like this.
No, you need your seatbelt on. Can you put on your seatbelt?
I mean, the windows are tinted.
People die for not wearing their seatbelts. Put on your seatbelt.
Gonna see me.
I'll refuse to give you service if you do not comply with the terms of service. Just put it on. Let's go. And please don't use foul language. You're on video, by the way. You better consent to that, okay?
Obviously, you're not too concerned about your rating.
You better give me 5 stars. I can't get another 1 star, else I'm gonna lose my job.
Yeah, so far no stars, but
You have to give me 5 stars, please.
I mean,
Now, I don't know if this is a skit exactly, but yeah, this may be a skit. This may be a skit, I think. Yeah, this one may be a skit. So let me see. Let me go to a real one. Yeah, it kind of seemed like a skit. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I think this is a skit. I think this is a skit. But let me find a real let me find a real one. Okay, here we go.
The way we do it is a long process. You're not just building a fire or flaying fish. You're connecting with our ancestors who have done this for hundreds of years.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal, it's the kind of breakfast that really sticks with you. Tyler, breakfast. Hey, buddy.
Your choice of breakfast croissant plus seasoned potatoes for just $3. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Got something a little different for you. Cancel your ride. So everything is going pretty normally until this woman decides to try to pull a fast one on me. You just cancel your ride?
No.
It says you just canceled.
So another thing these women don't think about is they don't think about the fact that like all he has to do is just turn on the he just has to turn on the sound, the notifications on his phone. Therefore, like with those notifications on his phone, he just simply says, okay, well, you canceled you canceled the ride. What's up with that? They simply, that's all they need to do is just turn on the notifications. But let's continue.
You gonna look at me?
Yeah.
Why'd you cancel your ride?
I don't know.
That's not cool at all. You need to get out of my car.
Really?
Yeah. You gotta admit this woman has an impressive lack of self-awareness. She literally admitted to canceling the ride, which in turn screws me out of the fare for that trip. And then she proceeds to be offended after I kick her out of my car. It's amazing, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You canceled the ride. That's shady as fuck.
Nah, I just knew that Uber did 2 rides now. So I was just trying to do Wendy's and then my house.
That's not how it works.
Doesn't do 2 rides, no?
No, you need to get out of my car, please.
Okay, that's fine. It's cool. I just rate you 1 star.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think when you cancel the ride, I believe, I'm not quite sure, but I believe that if you cancel the ride, um, the I think the star rating no longer applies. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not quite sure, but I think that if you cancel the ride, yeah, the star ranking, it doesn't apply to you. I think. I think.
That's fine. I got you on camera doing that, so I don't mind at all.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't doing anything wrong.
You canceled in the middle of a ride. You knew what you were doing.
No, I wasn't. It's just like I knew that. Just like Lyft does 2 stops. I knew that.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do.
All right. I'll
Uber
catch you later.
recently just started doing 2 stops, just like
You can do
Lyft.
as many stops as you want. You don't have to cancel it to make that happen.
I didn't know that because I just knew that Uber recently started doing 2 stops.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I'm gonna rate you 0 stars, dude. Bye. I have 4.96 stars.
Have a good night. I can do the same thing to
You
you.
fucking bitch.
So this is where shit starts.
So, like, again, when women don't get their way and when you tell them no, this is when they become violent, and this is when it becomes like a thing of like, okay, well, like it's now out of your control. It's now out of your touch. Like you have no control over like how they are going to operate now, due to the simple fact that they are doing these kind of things.
To pop off, and I'll just kind of let this play out. Hope you don't look at me different after this. Enjoy.
Bitch.
Fuck
You
you.
a fucking dick.
I got you on
You
camera.
a fucking
You know
mother
that?
bitch. You a
I know what you were
bitch.
trying to do. You were
You a
trying to be
bitch.
fucking shady. You're a fucking
I'm not trying
yeah,
to be shady.
yeah.
dude.
You were trying to be fucking shady. If
I'm
you're
not trying
if you're
to be
that fucking low for fucking $10, you're a piece of shit. You know that?
You're a
10
piece of
fucking
shit.
dollars. Shut my door and get the fuck out of here.
I'm a fucking recorder.
Shut my fucking door and get the fuck out of
You're a
here.
piece of shit, bitch.
Like, are you fucking serious? Are you really trying to fucking hit me right now?
Yeah, you a fucking piece of shit. Fucking call the cops on me, bitch. You a fucking piece of shit.
You see this? Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, so again, we see the entitlement, we see what they do, and it's just an ongoing cycle. And so now it's time to escape this cycle. I have WhatsApp messages and everybody is telling me, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. And it's like, okay, you know what? It's just something I have to do. It's just something I have to do. I don't think I would have as many messages if I wasn't from the African continent, literally and figuratively speaking. But I guess since I am, they're saying take your chances and leave. Because contrary to belief, Africa, I'm hoping that with this whole BRICS thing that is going on, we are looking to do the right thing now. Everything will hopefully sort itself out, basically.
Where the fuck are you? Are you serious right now?
You a fucking piece of shit, bitch.
You really think it's cool to fucking attack someone?
You a fucking piece of shit, bitch.
You know what? What are you doing? All right.
He should have just left. Don't even check. Leave. Don't worry about her. Leave.
Whatever, lady.
Can't reach your accountant during tax time?
Leave. Okay, here's another one.
Amber?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 610. I
I lost my fucking phone.
5140.
Yeah. 610. Hey, if I call you from my phone, I'll tell you. I'll call you from my phone. From your iCloud? Yeah, or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
I'll keep it on me.
All right.
Let me know.
I did not hear one word that this woman said because I was listening to an amazing podcast through my earbuds.
Lost my goddamn phone. Can we get going so I can have less anxiety?
Yeah, I got you. My bad.
I really have very bad anxiety over this whole situation. Absolutely terrible.
So here you see a woman, obviously she forgot to take her meds. So, you know, what this is going to lead to, you know, this is going to lead to her being this way, you know. Because, you know, again, when you don't, you know, like when you have these situations, this is what happens, you know. This is what happens.
I lost my phone tonight. So bad.
That is not good.
No, especially because my dad pays for my phone. So the minute I have to wake up tomorrow and tell him, oh, I'm sorry, I completely lost my phone. Also, my dog has been by itself for 12 fucking hours. I just gotta say, though, this is the worst night that I've ever been through. Absolutely worst. So bad. So bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad's your name?
Not that bad.
Oh, so great. Yeah, please unplug
This is a call from your passenger.
Hello?
I'm sorry, it's so loud. You participated. I'm outside. I'm trying to find you.
Okay, give me 1 minute.
So they weren't even the passengers. You know, they weren't even the passengers. Now I don't know. Part of it he should have like fact checked more, but the fact that they blatantly went into the car and not even caring that, you know, okay, these are not the passengers, it just goes to show you, you know, how you know how blatant, how it, you know, how they don't care. But let's continue.
So you're not Amber, are you?
No, I am.
Well, someone just called me saying that they are Amber.
I'm Amber. I'm asking to go home.
Yeah, but you're not the right Amber. Like,
Oh,
this is...
do we get the wrong Ambers? Confused?
I don't know why he's wearing a bonnet, but okay. You know, I don't know why that is. I don't know why this dude has on a bonnet. Maybe that was just for effects, but you know, I don't know why. But let's continue.
Can you honestly just throw me a bone and take me over this way?
I cannot.
What?
I gotta pick her up.
How does this happen?
You either didn't order Uber or just hopped in some random guy's
No,
car.
I did, but then my phone has been lost for most of the night, so my friends have.
Okay, so if your phone is lost, then why wouldn't you just have one of your friends order the why wouldn't you have one of your friends just order the Uber if your phone is lost? Please make it make sense. You know, I don't think they're gonna make it make sense though, because they don't know how to function with sense. That's the problem.
Or order one. This is the worst time ever. What are the chances you take her home? You take her home, and then I take myself home. What are the odds? Good? I don't have a phone.
You got a friend?
Yeah, inside the board. I can't
Can and come back out and
Oh, you're a mother.
you know,
You deserve to burn.
that's cool.
Yeah, you do.
Have fun. Go out.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
There are a lot of things I deserve to burn in hell for. That right there is not one of them, by God.
And like the license plate number, but I couldn't see what the car looked like, So I was like there's a lot of black cars.
Okay, so okay, now what I want to say is that uh what I want to say is that now not only are women stealing that, but they're also, I think, in order to keep up with the Joneses, I think they may be stealing gym memberships. Hold on. I think I saw a video about it. All right. It looks like there's nothing really in terms of that right now, in terms of women stealing from gyms. But I'll probably stay on for another 30 minutes. Let's see what else we have. Well, one of the biggest things you can do, because you're in survival mode and because of the fact that you're that the usually the guys that they procreate with are not really the ideal guys to procreate with, due to the fact that they're not really the ideal guys to procreate with. um you know they rely on another guy who that they didn't procreate with to take on the charge, you know what I mean? And so what happens is that when they take on the charge, um when they take on the charge, basically, uh it leads to the simple fact of like what's happening right now, you know what I mean? And so basically, it leads to the main dreaded thing in which we call paternity fraud. And so unfortunately, guys are, you know, they're they're following they're falling into this trap. It's very unfortunate that the shoe. Well, I guess it's not unfortunate, but the shoe could never be on the other foot. The shoe can never be put on the other foot in this situation. It always is going to work against us. And so here we go, man, for 11 years.
Hey, you!
Now, Johnson. This ain't nothing but a little movement therapy.
Damn, son, this is just. I told you all. This is how you could. That, bro. Oh, son. Nigga, what?
Why you been lying to me?
What have I been lying about?
I got a DNA test done.
A DNA saying what?
Saying that he's not my son.
Let me see the DNA test.
You don't need to see it. I saw it.
How DNA test gonna say?
How you gonna be lying to me for 11 years? Why would you do that to me?
So you can tell he's broken about the events that transpired. You can tell that she has that she actually has contempt for him in his situation. Not having any kind of like sympathy and not even having any kind of regret that she was lying about whatchamacallit, lying about the paternity.
Well, where's the lie?
The lie is you. You are the lie. You have been lying to me for 11 years, having me believe that my son that I've been raising for 11 years is not really my son. Like, how could you do that to me? Like, what can you say for yourself right now?
What makes you get a DNA test?
Because I went through your phone. Talking about me, laughing and bragging, telling your friends that I have no idea that he's really not my son. So I went and got a DNA test done. Like, you think I'm stupid or something? Like, how could you do this to me?
You know what?
What?
You had no business going through my phone and getting
You
the
care
DNA
more
test
about
on
me
my
going
son.
through your phone than you lying to me about my son not being mine? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? You care more about being humiliated and me finding out that our son is not really my son and that he has a different father. I sure have, because I thought he was my son. Because you've been lying to me this whole time.
What are you talking about? Does it matter?
So, again, she's reflecting, saying, does it matter? And then one thing that we're hearing as well is that we're not hearing any accountability or any responsibility on her part about the blatant lie that she made. We're not hearing any kind of and she even said, does it matter? Like, oh, it's okay, just sweep it under the rug. You're supposed, like, in essence, you're supposed to do this. That's what it's looking like. Well, let's continue.
Does matter. Are you crazy? What do you mean that absolutely matters? Like, you don't see anything wrong with what you did? You don't see anything wrong with what you did? You've been lying to me. You've been sitting here lying to me for 11. Of course I love him, but you guys can't stay. You can't stay here anymore.
Where we gonna go?
I don't know. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's not my problem.
This is the important thing about having your own things too. Like when they say, "Oh, I got my own stuff. I got my own house. I got my own this, that, and the other." You can simply say, "Well, I have it too." You know what I mean? You can say the same thing, that you have it too, and that you don't have to rely on them for it.
It's not my problem. It's not my problem. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. I don't know. It's not my problem. I did my job. I did my job. I did my job as a dad. I did my job as a dad. You can't stay here anymore. Y'all gotta go. Both y'all can't stay anymore. No, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Y'all can't stay here anymore. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get y'all house. Y'all gotta go. I can't deal with it. I'm putting y'all out. Yes. I'm gonna put you out. I'm gonna put you out. I will pack your bags myself and put you out of here. I will pack your bags. Y'all can't stay here. You gotta go. You lied to me. You lied to me. You lied to me for 11 years. For 11 years straight, you lied to me.
See, this is why DNA tests should be mandatory at birth. It's very sad.
So there you have it. Another one who, decides that, hey, this is best for me. And this is it. Now let's see what we have here. Passport 304. We all know it goes on. We all know that the women don't say anything about it when it has to do with them doing the same thing that they accuse us for. We understand that this is always the case with them. And so we have to just take it at, we have to look at it in that way, basically. But let's look at it and continue.
May I play with you, monsieur?
A lot of this history is not known.
I hope this won't be embarrassing for you.
Man is down and out. That's a woman's scapegoat to get out the relationship and out the system.
Example. So, let's say
the United States and spend
when components of yourself are unlocking. So, in essence, simple
job for a husband.
So, in essence, simply, the option still may be there, but depending upon your disposition at that current junction of your life, you'll choose whether to be loyal. All right.
Hi, Nigerian men. I am looking for a husband, someone that wants to come to the United States and spend his life with me.
So what she's looking for is help. What that Nigerian man will be looking for is he'll be looking for a green card. And the thing is about it is most of the thing, what likely that Nigerian man will do is, he'll tolerate it. He'll tolerate it, this, that, and the other. But chances are when he gets on his feet, he's going to be sending that money back to his wife back at home. Because rest assured, he is going to marry a woman back home who is fertile. And, chances are he's going to want a virgin woman. And chances are with her, she is going to want a younger man. Therefore, the younger man is going to want to produce kids. And those kids are going to not come from her. She's past that already. But let's continue.
I own my own home. I have a really good job. And I want you to be able to come here and have a better life. If you're interested, hit me up. And also, I have Nash.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Facts. Don't ask me how I know this, but the Nyesh that she's referring to means that she's a queen.
And as you get older too, it's even better. Because now you're even more set in your ways. And you're not putting up with any bullshit. You might have put up with a 10, 15 yourself.
In our society, which I will admit is a logic for a crack at stint, right? A trip to Miami, something crazy happened, or was this like 10 years of just being crazy with it? And then 2, does she still exhibit those behaviors or still hangs around women that exhibit those behaviors? Because men, you must understand this. Listen to me. If you ever learned nothing from me before, you have to a man's future and what they're going to make going into. Hey, think about
So y'all know in my last video, I talked about not being a wife to your boyfriend. How it's levels to this.
I know a lot of people mad about this.
I use my relationship as an example. Oh, why he marry his ass? And let's be clear.
Pay because women are the prize. I'm not going half. I'm not tipping.
But it is something I want one.
Within the culture, and I can't flex my complete and utter masculine being for fear of getting shamed out of it or insulted out of it. For all the other men that have the opportunity to travel, go get y'all passport. Them not securing a man, you're not. Leave it down in the comment box.
You know if he really loves you and he.
I told a brief example. So, like, let's say self wisdom, how many women that you can slay is particularly high, and the peer pressure within that is doctrinated on what is determined to be masculine by most young men. It's your lay count. So, in essence, simply the option still may be there.
I don't know where that thing is about, like the what you call it. I don't know where that thing is, where the you know, the pass, maybe that was the passport 304. You know, maybe that was the passport 304 scene where she was trying to okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me answer, brother. Let's see. All right, let me see. Man, I can't find what it is I'm looking for. Where is my guy's YouTube page? Let me see. I may have to look for it here. Let me see. Right here. Now, one thing I want to say too is they're in survival mode. It goes deeper than just food, rides, and shelter. It also goes into attention, and it also goes into the simple fact that validation too. A lot of women now are in survival mode of that. Of course, you still have the simp. It's sad, but you still have simps, and you always will have simps. But now, it seems like that it's completely cut off now.
They ain't going 50-50 on the bills, remember? So these want you to chase them to pay their bills? Sayonara, sister.
Shout outs to the owl. Shout outs to the owl.
To all the females out here, man. I'm gonna keep it on 100 with you, man. To all the females out here. Not gonna sit back and lie to you, man. It's gonna be, I honestly believe in the future, y'all gonna really have to start. If not, well, you see, the reason as to why y'all don't have to approach like talking about now is because of online. As y'all, this is to all the women out here. As y'all can clearly see, when it comes to real life, you don't get approached. I'm telling you what it is. I know for a fact you don't get approached. I know. I tell you right now. I know. But you got online, so you kind of in a you still kind of in a good spot. However, the same way that happened in RL when it comes to men approaching women in real life, it's gonna happen like that online. They're gonna stop. I'm telling you what it is. They're gonna stop. They're gonna stop. To all the women watching this video, real talk. It's gonna be a point in time they're gonna stop. And the reason as to why they're gonna stop is the same reason as to why they stopped doing it in real life. So all I'm gonna say to y'all, it's gonna be a point in time. Women is really gonna have to start approaching men. I'm telling you what it is, bro. I'm really telling you what it is.
Yep. Women in the West will have to start doing the approaching if they want to.
But they're not going to do it, though. That's the thing. They're not going to do it. They're going to keep on continuing down the path that they've already set. And, they're going to blame us for, of course, their downtroddenness when they can't lock down the guy that they want to lock down. That's just what's going to happen.
A relationship. Because in all honesty, the foolishness is at an all-time high. 1. Most of them have little to nothing to offer. 2. Most women have high expectations, and they are entitled. 3. If they don't like you, know that the threat of a false sexual harassment is hanging over your head.
Yes.
And 4. Most men are waking up and they are finding out that most women in the West ain't.
So the question women always ask is, why don't men approach us anymore? We be at bars, restaurants, etc. Men look at us, but they won't approach us. What's really the point of approaching you, ladies? Every time we approach you, we get called losers, creeps, weirdos, etc. So I don't see the point of approaching women anymore. Every time we approach you, as I said, we get called weirdos, creeps, losers. You make up excuses like you have a boyfriend when we all know some of you don't have boyfriend. You can use that as a defense mechanism to nicely reject the guy. So men looked at that and said, you know what? What's the point of really approaching anymore? There's no point of approaching anymore. So men stopped approaching. Men stopped trying to court you.
Guys are scared to talk to girls now. Even if they see someone, they might not want to approach.
It's not about being afraid. It's just about being on your square, on your tip. It's not even about being afraid. It's about being on your tip. And if you're not on your tip, then guess what happens? You know what I mean? You maybe will have to suffer the inevitable. There may be a fake charge on you, or there may be something like that. That's what happens. But let's continue.
approach you. Like I've had.
I'm gonna say something super controversial, and you do not have to agree with it. But first and foremost, men don't go up to women anymore because you guys call them pervy, weirdo, and all this stuff, and you guys scream at the top of your lungs you hate men. So if men aren't approaching you, I can see why. Another thing, I also believe it's the way that you present yourself and how you carry yourself. A lot of you women in real life are really bitchy. I've seen you guys. You have like a stick up your ass, the way that you guys look, the way that you act, and the way that you carry yourselves. I get approached 24/7 to the point where sometimes it's a little bit too much, even at the gym. But I also think it's because I'm always smiling and I'm very bubbly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the hottest because I'm not. But I'm sorry. I still get approached by dudes who and girls say, oh, men don't approach us and they're scared of this and that. Probably scared of you and probably don't want you because I get approached 24/7. I don't struggle with that one bit.
True, the modern woman has a bad attitude. But it is not only the attitude. It is also the weaponization of the justice system against men. Men are taking into account the possibility of being falsely accused of something that can wreck their lives.
Yeah, that's the reason why, like you never want to hear a woman say, oh, I'll call the police on you. You know what I mean? Because it's just, after that it's a wrap, because it's just like you can be in a situation where you don't even do anything wrong, and so that's what happens. And so that's why we're protecting ourselves as well. That's the thing. Sorry, I'm just working on something real quick on the TikTok.
And the worst part is that most women who falsely accuse men of some sort of crime, they rarely get punished by the law. So
to know, single men, why are you don't pursue anymore? What's up?
That is a great question, and in my experience, I learned really fast.
So when you look at her and her red hair, you would have to wonder, you would have to ask yourself, is this woman really like someone you would want to go up to? Like, you look at her, you look at just her overall mannerisms, and you have to ask yourself, like, okay, is this really a road that I want to go down? You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Fast in the dating world that if I pursued a woman, they lost interest for whatever reason. And I discovered that if I just became a little bit more hard to get and more into myself, that I had more success with women. So to answer your question, why men don't pursue women anymore, it's because we just got in contact with a lot of bad women who taught us that's the way to be successful. And we forgot there's a small minority of good women like yourself who like the traditional pursuit.
But she's not a good woman, though. Keep that in mind. She's not a good woman. Just keep that in mind, though.
But we don't encounter enough of you. You're like the 10% of the 100 out there. So
less than 10%, by the way. Gotta correct you. Less than 10%.
That is why men don't pursue anymore, because we know 9 times out of 10, they'll lose interest.
Okay, he is trying to be polite here, but the fact in the matter is that women don't give a ish. Women know why men don't approach. Women know that the reason why men are not approaching them is because they suck. But instead of doing the work and becoming better, they play dumb, and they ask that stupid question again and again. Basically, by asking that question, they are saying that, we are not planning on changing anytime soon, so, you just have to put up with our bad behavior. And they are also insulting men's intelligence in the process.
It was relaxing, but it was more exhilarating. I felt totally connected to the place, the people, and myself. It's hard to describe.
Let's have the app ready when I'm back.
That's a problem. So we're using the public cloud?
Yes, kinda. We've got HP GreenLake. It's a hybrid cloud that can be anywhere we need it to be.
I don't know. I think guys are even afraid to look your way. So the question is this a problem? And If so, what do you do about it? Obviously, this is a problem because men are now terrified. Even in the workplace, by the way, they're terrified to have interactions with women.
No, it's not about being terrified. It's just about protecting yourself, bro. That's the thing. It's just about protecting yourself. That's it.
Because there's so much talk of sexual harassment has been, you know, blown up to the point where you're guilty upon accusation of everything. So they're like, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to be like, no, every door needs to have like a window that you can see through. And I'm good. I've spoken to guys that actually have deep concerns about like just regular interactions. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to say something or like, and these are not guys that are prone to inappropriate behavior, but they're just afraid that that window of inappropriate has expanded so much that if they even say something nice, it's like, oh my God, did I overstep my boundary? You know, they're like walking on eggshells 24/7.
Auntie, do you feel like men approach women more or less now?
I think they approach women less now because women look more fierce. They wear more war paint, and because the men are scared. Because
It's not about being scared. That's the thing. It's not even about being scared. It's not about scary. It's just about like, yo, like, you don't got time for that, man. For real. For real, for real.
nowadays, it takes a couple of rare things to happen for all men to be labeled. So now you don't even know whether to approach a woman or not because you don't know whether she's going to say that you're harassing her, leave her alone. And sometimes you might even just want, a man might just want to say, excuse me, love, do you know that? No!
Another time, take your watch. It's not the onus is on women. It's like we're responsible for the men that we pick.
Yeah. I agree with that part. But she was saying how she thinks that guys are like the shy guys. They don't have the confidence to approach women because
it's partially our fault because feminism had this whole Me Too movement.
Yeah.
And so like we're complaining like they're shy because they don't know if they're going to be Me Too'd if they approach the wrong girl. No, seriously. There is a YouTuber that just came out where he approached a girl in public and she literally called the park police on him. And this was in 2022.
Men are not terrified. Are there men who are genuinely scared of that? Yes. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're not terrified. You know, I've been saying that. It's not about being terrified. It's just about like, yo.
most men are not scared. They are just being cautious, and being cautious is not synonymous to being terrified.
And they're scared to. They're weenies. They haven't been trained. Like
Man, I've been waiting a long time for someone to come out with something like this. Stay tuned. And the fact that you even said that men haven't been trained is a giant red flag. You don't train people to do shit. The correct word that you're looking for is instilled. You have instilled a fear into men that coming up to you is now a problem. Simp culture, rape culture, feminism, all of these things have placated where we are at today in society. Meaning we stand to lose a hell of a lot more than we stand to gain. Do you understand that? No man wants to walk up to a goddamn female in Starbucks just to tell us that she was being harassed by that man. No man wants to keep going up to women who are dismissive and treat us like we aren't even equivalent to their fucking dog sitting at home on their fucking couch. Ladies, you want men to come up to you? Start being fucking approachable.
You can't turn around and say that the men want feminine women.
And then
so how can a woman go up to a man and say, I'm going to take you out?
Now, you see how, like, this woman right here, you know, I hate to say it. I don't want to say this, but I have to say it. But the first time, like just right now, hearing her talk, I mistaked her for a man. You know, I thought she was a man. She kind of sounded like a man. So yeah, these are this is how masculine they have became, unfortunately, you know. Let's continue.
Well, I'll say
Girls,
how.
you know
I
what?
think that you're an amazing guy. You are sick. I'm gonna shoot my
You know
shot.
something,
Would you want to go out with me?
No,
please?
You
what I
sounded like a
do-
man.
what
That
I
sounded
do-
like a
Nah,
man.
nah,
You
nah.
sound like a man.
What I
These days, they're very masculine these days.
So devil's advocate here. I wouldn't probably approach it like that, but like back in the day, didn't women drop the handkerchief? Right. Women drop the handkerchief.
But that's
that's
you
what-
see the thing is, right, is that years ago you dropped a handkerchief and the man showed you was interested. You didn't drop your knickers. And that's the difference.
One of the problem with today's world is the assumption that male and female interactions are always sexual. There is no problems with initiating a conversation with someone, male or female. And during the conversation, if one side shows interest, they can propose to see the other person or take their contact informations. But in today's over-sexualized world, people think that, and by people I mean women, they think that because a man is initiating some sort of interaction with them, therefore, that man wants to clap those chicks. Anyone can do the approaching. There's no trademark on who should initiate the conversation, as long as it is done in a dignified and non-sexual manner.
Get all your breakfast. I don't believe women should have to come over and start a conversation with a man. I think that's a man's job. I'm just old school with that. But then I watch these videos.
Stop approaching women when they're alone. No, men are weird. Stop talking to women you don't know. Because do not approach a
So, you see this, and so it's like, okay, well, just go ahead, but keep it this way. If it was the men that they liked, then they would then they would like actually they wouldn't care if it was the women that they, or if it was the men that they like, then the approaching thing goes out the window. And yeah.
women who did not inspire that.
Well, with a forehead that big, you shouldn't worry about men approaching you when you are alone. You should worry about planes trying to land on it.
No. I hate when men approach women.
So should a guy ever approach a girl in public?
I don't think so, no.
Is it too direct for like a stranger to come off the street or in a restaurant to say, oh, I think you're really interesting and get your number there? Is that?
Of course, because I had this several situations. It's weird.
So for the men who say they don't want to go over there anymore, in the great words of Chris Rock, I'm not saying men should stop going over to talk to women, but I understand.
Modern women nowadays that make yourself very unpredictable, unpleasant, intolerable. It's straight right embarrassing to be around. Chivalry is dead. I say this because women nowadays are really entitled. See, earlier I was watching this video. Husband worked a really long shift. He paid all the bills. And all he asked his wife was to cook him a meal. And all hell broke loose. Wife was like, I don't think I should cook you a meal. You're a man. Your job is to provide. That's your job. I don't think I need to cook for you. I hate to say it. Stories like this are not rare. With the rise of feminism, high girl summer culture, and being an independent woman. I don't need no man. A lot of women get entitled like this. So a lot of women nowadays, they want the traditional benefits, but they don't want to put in the traditional work. So yes, chivalry is dead.
Agreed. But think about this for a moment. This apply to a man who is doing the work. Okay. Men are the protectors, the providers, and the leaders. Men are the ones who build and maintain society. Men are the ones who decide which woman gets to see tomorrow, be a wife and a mother. Men are literally the key bearers of women's purpose in life. So, who should be proving themselves to who? Till next time, peace.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna get off here. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you are new, or if you were new to the channel, go ahead. You can subscribe to the video. If you want, you can share it, and that'll be that. Foolish signing out. Jaram.